Hello and welcome back, my dear students. How are you doing today? I am Anushka, your computer teacher, and today we will be learning about Microsoft Excel. Now, in the last few chapters, we learned about Microsoft Word, Microsoft PowerPoint. Now, today we will learn about Excel. So, you might think that this can be another software, right? But this is not so. So, Word is specifically used to create beautiful documents. PowerPoint is used to create slides, slideshows, while Excel, it has another unique feature to itself. So Excel allows us to add a lot of data in tabular form. For example, if we want to add your marks of your results or your fee structure and all of that, we can do everything and arrange that in Excel. So Excel looks something like this. I have it opened up here. This is what the whole Excel sheet worksheet looks like. Now we'll understand what are the basics of it one by one. So let's begin. So first of all, how will you start Excel? So you will go to click on start, then in all the programs you will find Microsoft Office, expanding which further you will find the option to Microsoft Excel 2010, right? And then Excel workbook will appear, which will look exactly like this one. So what are the components of an Excel window? Let's see that. So I have minimized my Excel and it looks like this. Now let's see what are the various components and simultaneously demonstrate the same in this Excel window. So this is the ribbon tab whereby we have all of these options, and in the ribbon tab we have specifically again ribbons. So font ribbon, alignment ribbon, numbers, editing ribbons, which provide us options. So for example, in the font ribbon, we have all the features combined. That can be font style, font size, underline, font color and highlight color, so like that. So all of these features are combined into this one ribbon. Then in this main area we see that this is our active cell. So this is the cell if I type something, for example if I type 12, it will be typed in my active cell. These are the grid lines, so the lines that you see horizontal and vertical, these are where the grid lines. Then we have column headings and row headings, right? So as you can see, this cross that we have, it is it's our pointer. It looks like this. So here it is a normal cursor, but if we move it in our worksheet, then this is what it looks like. Then we have our small quick toolbar, quick access toolbar. Then we have our file menus, formulas, data ribbon, and various other features inside each one of them. Below this whole worksheet we have our zoom controls and then various views of our worksheet. How should our sheet look like? So these are the other options. Then we have multiple sheets. So if one document can have as many as sheets as we want to, and you should mark this up here that we can have 16,384 columns, while we can have 1,48,576 rows in our Excel worksheet. Now that's huge amount of data if you really think about it. Then we have worksheet window, status bar, row heading. So this is row heading, so the highlighted one. So if I'm in this active cell, to name it, what will I do? I will check the active column, which is C, and I will check the active row, it is 5. So I will call this cell, I will call it as C5, right students? So this is what the naming, that's how we name a cell, active cell. So active cell has a dark border around it and the default active cell is A1. So whenever we open our Excel, the active cell is A1. And the naming reference I just taught you about here. So active column and active row, so that is called the cell reference, which is the unique address of a cell or a cell reference, whatever you'd like to call it. So that's how we name a particular cell. So the reference C6 refers to the cell located at intersection of column C and column 6. So as you can see that if we hypothetically draw a line below this column and right beside this row, this will intersect at this point, which is the naming of it, right? So C4, that's what we name, that's what we'll call, and for this one F6. So that's how you will reference, that's how you will refer to a particular cell. We learnt about mouse pointers, and then we have scroll bars so that we can actually scroll in around our worksheet, we can move up and down and see the data that is not in the active display of our sheet. So changing the active cell, you can make any cell in your worksheet an active cell, and it has a dark border around it. Yes, we just saw that. Now let's see how do we create and save a worksheet. How do we enter it data? So the steps that are provided here, let's go through them one by one. So of course, if you would like to enter a data in a sheet, you should open a blank worksheet. Then you have to click on the cell that you want to enter your data. Then you should type your data, right? So if I would like to say that a serial number, okay, and here I want details, and here I put cost. So this is sort of my way which I'll plan my budget. One second, I'll maximize this one, and in the home tab I'll just merge this up. Okay, so I will give this cell color from here like this. In the font ribbon I can color my cell. Okay, so I'm trying to make a budget plan for me. So a person can have a lot of expenses which he can or he or she can track in an Excel. So you know that you would spend approximately 5,000 every month on your clothes. Let's say the Wi-Fi takes around 2,000, and you just put all your expenses, and then at the end of your month or before it begins, you can track in advance what's your budget going to be like. And then at the end you can also sum it. So now the best part of Excel is that you can actually add your cells like this. So you can put formulas on your cell. So if I would like to add from C3 to sum, I would present a sum function, and then C3 to C6. Now I'll teach you more about this one here, but you can see that it has calculated the total amount of here, and I'll just mention here that it's this total, right? So this is the whole advantage of using Microsoft Excel. With this we can create a huge number of we can arrange huge number of data in a tabular form, which is easier to understand. We can add our numbers, we can subtract something, we can divide, multiply, we can find percentages, and so on and so forth. But however, we will not study it in this chapter. However, I still want you to be aware that Excel has so many features inside of. So now that we have entered our data in this Excel, and if I would like to save my worksheet, how will I do that? Worksheet or workbook, whatever we like to call this one. How will I save my budget? I'll go to File, and then I'll press Save As, and then I'll give it the location where I want to save it as, and then I give it a new name. For example, I call it as budget, and then I can click on save, and you know my budget file will be saved for me to further edit anytime. Moving ahead to save, yeah, we learned about that. So these are the steps that you should read. Don't forget to do that, students. So click on the File tab, the Backstage view will appear. Click on Save or Save As button, and once the dialog box is open, you can click on the areas to navigate to the folder in which you want to save the file, and then type a name. Click on Save. I think we all did the whatever is asked in the steps, and then we could also save our file. But if in examination it appears for you, you should remember that where is the File tab. What next will happen if I press Save As? I'll be asked to navigate, I'll be asked to type a name for my file, and so on and so forth. So all these things should be known by you. So changing views. So views means the way our file is being displayed to us. You can see your worksheet in different views like normal view, page layout view, and page break view. So what this helps us is we have a normal view here, which is it's the default one. Then if we do it as a page layout view, so I can tell that so this is what an A4 sheet will look like for me, right, students? Then we have a page break preview, and then it helps us to understand if our data will not cross to another sheet. So like that, these are the options, and do not forget to read. So this indicates page breaks with lines, and you can click and drag these lines to modify where page breaks. So that's about it for this chapter, and we should know how to open and close a workbook. So let's see how do we do that. In the File tab, if you would like to open something, just press on Open, And for example, I have 3 Excel sheets here because I can check the format. So new worksheet Excel SX or teachers Excel, budget Excel. That is how I can open my previously saved Excel files. And to close a workbook, what are the options that we have? So we can remove it from the screen, and but that does not mean you're exiting the Excel program. So before closing a workbook, you should save the changes and file, backstage view. So like this, if I press a file and if I close, so as you can see, the Excel looks blank now because it has removed my current workbook, and now it's blank for me to open a new file or perhaps open a more recent workbook that I worked upon, right? So that is how we do it. I think we have completed our chapter by learning about what is Excel, what are the features of it, how do we open, save and close a workbook, and how can we add a formula to it. What is the main idea for why is Excel so important to us? Thank you so much, students, and if you find any problem, just let me know. Till then, take care. Bye bye.